As you can see, I got a ton of gear laid out, and today I want to share with you my gear of the year from a mobile whitetail hunting perspective. And the piece I'm going to start with first are the corrugate foundry pants from First Lite. I love these pants. I think they might be the perfect pant, and I'll share with you why. First of all, they're a little heavy. They're better in the sort of mid to late season. I wear a lighter pair of pants from Wrangler that are some hiking pants, much less expensive. But when early season, I'm wearing those. But with these, the things that I like are the built-in knee pads and the reinforced knees. You've got a hip pocket on each, or I'm sorry, a thigh pocket on each thigh, and each of these have two pockets, a zippered pocket and a slip pocket. So I'll use the zippered pocket for my keys, my wallet, might use it for my phone, and then the slip pocket for other things that are less essential. The design of the hip pockets are in such a way that when I have my saddle on, I can still get my hands into the hip pockets, whereas with other pants, you might find that to be difficult or frustrating. There are two zippered back pockets, which are nice, and then the things that I like the most is the side zips where I can dump heat. You can there's one on each side side of the thigh, and you can use those as you're covering ground or hiking to dump heat. And then as you get to your tree, or if it's midday or whatever, you can adjust the temperature, and you're again getting rid of that heat. Now, what I'll often do is pair those pants with a pair of merino, a base layer from Mountain Ops. It's a merino, and these are 3/4 zip merino, and they have a side zip as well. So that's where you can dump additional heat if you're wearing both layers. And then as you get to your tree, again, zip it up, and you're fully enclosed and you're capturing that heat. Now, this year, a piece that is new to my clothing set is from Kuiu. It's a Ultra 145 hoodie. Now, this is merino. It has a chest zipper pocket. As you can see, it has the hood, which I like because merino is great at weather temperature regulation. It also doesn't stink over a number of days because it doesn't hold bacteria the way other cloth does. But I like to have a lot of hooded gear because I can, if the sun is beating down on me, or if I want to retain heat on a cold day, I like to have a hoodie. And so that's been a real plus from a gear standpoint. From Marsupial Gear, I've got these zipperoo pouches. I've got several of these, and one will hold my kill kit, one will hold sort of like an emergency kit, and one will hold sort of electronics or charging things, depending on what my needs are for a particular hunt. And it's a stretch material. This is different than what you might find out there from other companies or even on Amazon. This is a stretch material. Obviously, I've got fluorescent orange, which is easy to find, and it's very easy to just throw in my pack and not have to worry about it and know that I've got everything I need. And easy to find, of course, when you set it on the ground, because sometimes things that aren't bright orange are difficult to find, especially if you're breaking down a deer or what have you. Now, this is off of Amazon. This is a Petac Gear stock pack, and I just want to show the pack here. So this is on my muzzleloader, and I really like this because it contains, like, you can actually put your gear for your extra powder, your extra loads, whatever, in here, and it keeps it contained. And I've seen a lot of these stock packs where you sort of slide things in and they're exposed. They do have a sort of a holster for rifle cartridges that Velcro in here. I don't have it in here right now, but there's two pockets, and this is from Petac Gear. I think it's about $25, and I found it to be really, really helpful this year. And some of the gear that I talk about, you're going to find on Amazon, and if you go to the link in the description, you can find those gear lists, whether it's for mobile whitetail, western, muzzleloader specific, headlamps, all sorts of gear lists that you can find that you just click on the link and you'll find my sort of gear shop or gear list on Amazon. So speaking of headlamps, there's a lot of headlamps out there from Petzl, a lot of different companies, Phoenix, and some of them are all great. Some of them are really great. But what I have found is that the Peax headlamp is really has been a performer. And I love to find value and I love to find deals. And I've tried some of the Amazon headlamps that look a lot like this. But the battery life on this is phenomenal. It locks. So when it's in your pack, it's not accidentally turned on. It has the brightest red light on the market, in my opinion. And so when you're hiking in and you don't want it to disturb the area, you don't want to have a white light, the red light on this is phenomenal. I think they've come out one with a green light, and I would encourage you, it's probably around 90 bucks that you're going to pay. Maybe you get close to 100. There's discount codes out there, but it's a very expensive headlamp. But if you just really want one to rely on, I would recommend the Peax. Take your, we've all went through a million headlamps. That's the one for me. So one of the tweaks that I did this year was from a gear strap standpoint. I bought a daisy chain off of Amazon, and then I bought this. I think it's called a figure 9 from Nite IZE. And so my daisy chain fits on to that. And then as I wrap it around the tree, I can very quickly and silently secure this, tighten this down on these hooks here. And so it bites into the other strap, and it's very secure. And I've got a variety of sort of hanging hooks here for my pack, for other things that I'll take my arrow quiver off and hang it from that gear. But I like it because it's super quiet, it's super fast. I don't like messing around with buckles and adjusting straps and that sort of thing. And so the figure 9 combined with the molly loops the daisy chain has been a real plus to my setup from a mobile whitetail standpoint. Now what I will use is what I also paired was this quick draw bow hanger. And so obviously this is just like a little hook, and you may have seen these, they've been out for a couple years now, and I just hook that up onto the daisy chain. And so I can take that on, put that on, and take it off whenever I need to quietly. It's not attached to some sort of metal hook. It just slides right into a loop on the daisy chain. You can get these from Tethered sells them. I believe Latitude also sells these, and they just attach to the area where your sight is. And it's been a nice addition, and I feel like this has been important part of the gear of the year. Now I've also added this is off of Amazon. Again, you'll find this on that list. This is from Sunya. It's a bow sling, and what I like about this is that it attaches here. It's magnetic, and so it's sturdy. It stays. And then when I'm done and ready to hike, I can throw my bow over my arm or over my shoulder, and then I'm good to go. But I really like this addition. I've always liked to have some sort of sling for my bow, so as I'm busting brush or whatever, I don't have to sort of hold this the whole time and wear my shoulders and arms out. But I don't like to take things on and off. So this has been really nice addition, and you'll find that on the Amazon list that I made reference to. So this is, I bought this off Amazon. It's from Hunting Made Easy, HME, and it's an SD card reader. And this is new this year. My phone works great, but it does have some limitations for some reason. I can't download pictures like I used to. And quite honestly, it takes up a lot of memory on the phone. And I have found that this has been really nice and quick and easy to when I come up to one of my trail cams that have an SD card. It's not a cell cam. I'll pull the card, plug it in, look at the pictures, and then either put it back in or replace it with a different card. But it tells me real time what's going on. I know we can often use our phones for that sort of thing, and by all means, if that works for you, that's great. But I have found that this works really nice, and it's been a nice addition because I like to use SD card cameras. I do have some cellular cameras, but I still like sort of the SD camera because A, they're inexpensive, and B, if they do get taken off a tree, you haven't lost nearly as much. So the another piece of gear off of Amazon. This is from ULL Hunt. This is a dump pouch, and what I found with the dump pouch that I had, I think from Tethered, it just was too floppy and too small. And then I tried to do some other Amazon type dump pouches, and I'm sure you've seen them. And I still use some of them. Here's one right here. I'll still use this type of dump pouch, but it's not very big, and it doesn't really hold my lineman rope or my tether really well. But this thing is bigger. It has a little bit more structure. It has two pouches on the sides, and it holds the ropes really, really well. Now, these ropes are old, they're big. I could probably upgrade my ropes and get something small, but for a few dollars, I was able to get this pouch, and it works much better than what I got from Tethered or some other pouches that I've tried. I don't have to really fidget with it constantly. The ropes fit in there really well. So that's from ULL Hunt. Now, I'm trying to think of what else I've got here. So this is a Muck boot. This boot specifically is probably, I don't know, 9 years old. Who knows? It's really freaking old. It's been beat up. But I got to tell you, I love my crispy hiking boots, my Laponias, and those are great boots. But, I mean, this is all terrain. I mean, I've crossed creeks constantly, and I don't have to worry about water, my feet getting wet. I can get up to shin deep water, cut right through across the creek. And I know these have been around forever, and I know a lot of people have them, but I just love them. And I know that they're not the most comfortable thing hiking up steep terrain, but these boots have gotten me to places that with my crispy boots, I might feel a little less inclined to cross. With these, I just go right across the creek. So I had to put those in the list. This is my second year with the Latitude carbon SS sticks, and I love these. I think these are, in my opinion, the best sticks on the market. And I could be wrong, but they're some sort of carbon fiber composite. They have always been tight to the tree. The standoffs are, some folks don't love the standoffs too much. I've put some grip tape on the top here. Obviously, I've still stripped these, all three of them. But I love the attachment method. You're just attaching here. I haven't had any problems with this. I love the Amstel rope that it comes with. Once you wrap it wraps up real nice and tight. I've added, one of the pieces that I've added to it is this aider. This is off of Amazon. Zivoxia, I think, is the name of the company. And I've bought some other aiders from other local companies, local small companies, and they just didn't work great. But this one works really, really well. It cinches nice to the edges, and I'm actually going to get this for all three of the sticks because I wanted to test this year. It's worked great. Haven't had any problems, and I think I got it on Amazon for about $14. But you can always check out that list that I referenced and find it for yourself there. But really like that aider. So now let's get to, this is my Eberlestock Bandit pack. This is, I think, year number 2 with it. It's sort of a little wonky right now. I've put some netting on it to hold some, you know, like late season gear, like a jacket or whatever, if I need to stuff it down in here. But it's been an outstanding pack. I really, for $150, it's, I think, a great deal. It holds. It's sort of modular in nature with some of the MOLLE paneling and that sort of thing, and it holds my sticks really well. It holds my platform really well, and then I've combined that with these Nite IZE gear ties. So what I do is I put my I'll put my stick or my sticks here on top of my platform, and then I bring the Nite IZE gear ties across the top, and then I will tie them down tight like this. This isn't going to be perfect. And then I just wrap it around the tops of the sticks or the bottom of the stick. And it's really just an easy way for me, I believe, to get, in a quiet way, to get these things attached. So it looks a little wonky, but I assure you it's really effective because the sticks stay on, they don't shift, it's quiet, there's no buckles, there's no clips, there's nothing like that, and it just so again, it looks a little silly right now, but it holds the gear really well. So those Nite IZE gear straps really are fantastic, combined with, I think, with this Bandit pack. So that is my gear of the year. I would encourage you to share with me on this channel. Tell me a piece or two or three pieces of gear that have been a sort of a game changer for you as we wrap up this whitetail season, and as we start to think about next season and upgrades that we can make to get more quiet, more efficient, etc. Share with me some of the things that you found to be really, really helpful in your gear setups. Best of luck this season. Thanks so much.